5 minutes to the top of the hour, and Zabo platform says invest in bonds and securities as easy as possible by using the USSD code of MTN *292#. And it's that easy and possible. You can select any bond of your preference and you can go get yourself that bond that you want to invest in. Zabo says, my money, my future. Powered by Altex East Africa. The markets do open at 8:15 a.m. and do close at 3:15 p.m. That is in the afternoon. With the Zabo platform, you can easily use your money to make more savings count, to make those savings of yours count in regards to investment. Zabo is powered by Altex East Africa. Zabo, my money, my future. All right. Now, speaking of the money and the future, we head into our topic of discussion this morning. With the SMB topic of discussion Tuesday, 4th October, we are looking at value addition in agriculture. The agricultural sector in Uganda is definitely the backbone of the economy. When you look back slowly at the cash crops that we've been growing, tea, coffee, cotton, and all that, since time before even independence, as we are in the Independence Week. But apparently, sometimes you'll find out that those in the value chain face some different challenges. But how is business moving? That is what we want to understand more. And joining me this morning, I'm joined by the CEO Bamude Farm Supplies, Jagwe Musamude, who will be taking us through value addition, basically through also the poultry sector. Many thanks for joining us, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay. Please say hello to the viewers and a preamble of what Bamude Farm Supplies is all about.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Jagwe Musamude, the CEO of Bamude Farm Supplies. I'm glad to be here this morning.
Okay.
Bamude Farm Supplies is a company dealing in poultry sector.
Okay.
We do supply animal feeds. We do import concentrate feeds from the Netherlands. We do also give advisory work to the farmers. We teach farmers on how best they can be in the poultry sector and actually earn from it, basically.
Okay. And speaking of to do with the sectors, for example, poultry, if we had to start from that, for example, value addition in poultry, what is poultry all about? Is it only about keeping of hens or the rearing of these hens, just keeping them for sale, or there is something else to it?
No, now poultry has changed the dynamics. It's now a business.
Okay.
It is a business where you have to invest in, and at the end of it all, earn a living and actually feeding the country. And also, we do also export in the neighboring countries, for example, Kenya, South Sudan, Tanzania, and DRC Congo. So basically, poultry is not just a minor as it used to be. Now we invest in it so much. For example, in giving people advisory work, because you just not you don't only need to be in poultry for the sake. You have to learn first how we construct the poultry houses. Which type of birds do you want? Do you want for eggs? Do you want for meat? And all those things. You should learn those things before you enter into the poultry sector. Because if you go into it without knowing these things before, you are going to blunder. And it is an expensive venture as of now. You have to invest in it and you have to be with enough capital before.
Okay.
And the capital, we are not meaning only money, we mean other things that to start with. Land, housing, knowledge, etc.
Okay.
So basically, our viewers there, when you want to enter into the poultry industry, you should first seek knowledge, get capital, and be very much equipped with what it takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And talking of being well equipped with what it takes, sometimes back in the day, to start poultry, some of us would just start it with you go to the market, buy 2 hens. You start your simple poultry business at home. Is that all that matters, or when you talk about having skills, equipment, what do you mean?
Now, what I mean here, when you are entering into poultry, there are very many types of birds.
Okay.
First of all, we have the layers. So are you entering the poultry sector to get eggs? Yes or no? So if it is yes, you look for the better laying eggs, better laying hens. chicks, for example. If, for example, Bangladesh Farm Supplies imports chicks from the Netherlands, from Turkey. So if you are entering into the poultry sector, first are you entering for layers, for broilers, or for both? So that you have a cartel of birds that you need to go in so that you get what you want. So if it is eggs, you get layers. If it is meat, you go for broilers. If it is both, you go for crailers. So basically, when we talk about equipping you with knowledge, you need to know all these things. Layers do this, broilers do this, and also when we need two or both, you need the laying and also the meat, go for crailers.
Okay. We have value addition in poultry. When you look at fertilizers, normally these droppings, animal droppings, or let's say bird droppings, are used as fertilizers. Is there a market for the poultry droppings as well?
Definitely, yes. Actually, it is the best manure that is used in farming, because it is natural, and it is available, and it is cheap.
All right.
So I'm telling all the viewers there, if there is need for you to add fertilizers into your gardens, the first option would be the poultry droppings as the first priority before you go into the other expensive manures that you may need.
All right. Now, and speaking more of value addition, for us, when we hear value addition, I think is using one product to manufacture lots of others, or at least adding value to this product so that it's not only does one role, but it can as well be used in other various sectors. Now, speaking of farm supplies, when you look at the business of farm supplies, here in Uganda, is there a market for the farm supplies, and where is it exactly?
Yeah, we have. The market is available, only that the challenges that we have in Uganda as of now, people don't have the capacity to consume or to buy what we produce. For example, at the moment, a 12 eggs is now at 15,000 shillings. You find that very few households could afford to buy a 12 eggs. You get me? And also the chicken itself, the prices are going high, because you see from the start of the COVID times, the poultry sector has been diminishing, has been getting low because of the high prices of maize, because of even the low price of eggs. Earlier, the eggs have just risen up, the eggs prices. So all these issues have been impacting negatively on the consumption of what we produce in the poultry sector. And for the market, as you said, here in Uganda it is available, but the people don't have the capacity to buy. And we do opt to export to Kenya, DRC, and also South Sudan. But of course, it is upon the government now to streamline how best we can work with our neighboring countries.
I mentioned farm supplies, and I think I need you to at least give me more of these farm supplies. What do we mean by farm supplies? What are these farm supplies?
When we talk about farm supplies, it is a general overview. We are talking about the poultry itself. We are talking about cattle. We are talking about agriculture, that is farming. And in this regard, we are talking about what it takes to have all these things. For example, when we talk about farm supplies, we also mean the equipments they need in doing all these things. For example, feeders, drinkers, we need the chicks. So it is a general overview when we talk about farm supplies, as it is actually. We need all these things so that we can manifest the work of farming.
We've mentioned poultry, and here in Uganda, I think it is one of those sectors now that has market. The level of exports of our poultry sector, is it that appealing that we should be very confident about it?
Yes, as the government is swinging into action to streamline the Congo roads, and also working in close relationship with the South Sudan, and also here in Kenya, I think in the few years to come, we shall be having a better market in the East African region for our products here in Uganda. Because Uganda, unlike other East African countries, Uganda stands a very big chance in producing all the things for the wider market. Okay. Because Ugandans, as of now, they have invested much in poultry, in cattle, and they have invested much in farming. You see, recently we have been exporting maize to Kenya. We have been exporting food to South Sudan. So it means that if the government can help Ugandans and do things better, we shall be in a better position to have the best market here in East Africa. Okay,
and now let's take our eyes to the cattle sector. When you look at farm supplies for the cattle, which major products are on high demand?
Milk, of course. Okay. We have milk and also we have meat. Okay. When we are talking about cattle, there are two segments that are major: meat and milk. And for milk, we are doing well. We are doing well, though the market has now slimmed down, and we all know the cause of this. The economy is not doing well at the moment, and the demand is there, but people don't have what we call effective demand. They don't have the capacity to consume. Okay. They don't have the money. So that means that the demand is there, but we don't have the effective demand. People want something, but they don't have money to purchase. But the market is there. And for cattle, as you said, we have the major, the meat and the milk, and the manure is just at a lower end. But of course, for this, we are doing well. Okay. Yeah, the production is high. We have, as I've told you earlier on the poultry, the government has to work hard to see that we get market for these things. And I'm happy that the government is working on the RSCOM route. They should streamline on the security of South Sudan, and also they should also work in close relationship with the new government in Kenya, so that we can really export our products from Uganda to those neighboring countries. Because if you can remember recently, poultry farmers have been struggling to export their products to Kenya, because I don't know what could be the cause, but you could find out that our eggs could go, and it would take time, all months, when our eggs cannot cross to Kenya. So that was upon the government to see what could be the cause of this and provide an amicable solution to this. Because really here in Uganda, the market is still low, and we have to work in hand with our neighboring countries so that our products can get enough market.
Okay, and besides that, let's look at the competition here in the field. When you look at the field that you're in, I do believe there is always other people doing the same thing. Where is the competition? How is the competition? Fair enough though, or is it tight?
I can say it is fair. Okay. It is fair because when you are entering into farming industry, be it farming as it is, be it cattle, be it poultry, you should first be equipped with capital.
Yeah, sure.
And this is something that is big, it is huge. Two, you should be equipped with knowledge. And to you listeners and viewers there, when you are entering this business, you should get knowledge first. First seek knowledge. Because if you don't seek knowledge first, you are going to blunder. You may invest in too much money, and at the end of it all, you may be investing it in the wrong corner of the industry. You get my point? So basically, when we are talking about the competition, yes, the competition is there, but it's not as stiff as it could be because of the underlying issues. Very many people have now moved out of poultry because, as I've told you, the maize is now high, the feeds are expensive, they are not in coherence with what we earn. For example, if you are to invest 10,000 shillings and you get the same amount as in sales, that means it's not a viable business. But that is of now. I don't want to say that the industry is doing bad because of the current situation, because I know the future is bright ahead of us. So I would tell all Ugandans there that are viewing us, if there is need to invest, please do invest in the agriculture sector and poultry.
I want to also understand, do we have some products that we import into the country?
Of course, definitely.
Which products?
We import animal concentrates.
Okay.
For example, Bamunde Farm Supplies, we import vitamin concentrates from the Netherlands.
Okay.
And we import also agricultural inputs.
Okay.
We import also the equipments.
What is the challenge of, why do we have to import all those?
Because we cannot do it here.
Okay.
What we opt to get from other countries, it means here in Uganda, there are two things. One, when we cannot get them here.
Okay.
Two, when what we have here in the local market, it is of low quality, and that comes back to the government. They should work on improving the quality of the things.
Okay.
Because Ugandans do not opt to get things outside when we have our things here in Uganda. We opted to go and import concentrates from the Netherlands because the feed industry here in Uganda was not well prepared, was not managed very well. It was too much infiltrated. So that's why people opted for the better feed concentrates from the Netherlands. For example, if I can tell you, when you want to use the feed concentrate from the Netherlands and the feeds here in Uganda, you could find two things. One, the quality of the feed concentrate, it is so high. For example, if you are to feed 100 birds, which could give you like 3.5 trays. For example, for Uganda, you can even nearly get you can even fail to get 2 trays.
Okay.
In those 100 birds. But for the concentrate feeds from the Netherlands, you can get 3 trays. That's around 90%. So if you are in this business, definitely you can't go for a low product which will not give you what you want. You would opt for a concentrate feed which would give you the better results. So you asked why we would go for importing these all products and not concentrating on the things that are here in Uganda, and that is the reason.
You want better quality of the output at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, because it is business.
Very true. And speaking of business, you know, we here drive a lot of business and we want to understand this business entirely. The products that are being sold, for example, if you to look at the farm supplies that you provide, you did mention something to do with skilling people, with all that. Don't they come with a higher cost? Because the only challenge as to why most of the Ugandans fear engaging in professional or commercialized agriculture is that it comes with a very high cost of doing it.
Of course, but we are glad that you people have also swung in action to invite people of my caliber so that we can explain to people it is enough. Now someone who is viewing us, who wanted to venture into agriculture, has now known that if you are to go into this business, first seek knowledge, first get skills. Much as it can come with a cost, but the cost is bearable, not compared to the losses that you can get thereafter. So for me, I believe much as it can come with a cost, but the cost is minimal compared to what you may lose at the end of the term.
Okay. All right. Anyway, after the break, we shall be getting back and you'll be giving us more of the challenges that you face from the business side of it. We shall as well be talking taxes on the poultry feeds and more from the issue to do with the agricultural sector, especially those who are in the value addition part of it, those who are making sure that commercialization of agriculture is the way to go, pushing for a lot more of the business. This is Smart Means Business, and we are here with our topic of discussion. We are on GoTV, channel 394 and DSTV channel 372. Our website is www.smart24.tv. We are streaming live on YouTube, that is Smart24 TV Live. Please do remember to subscribe. You can as well add us up on our social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, Smart24 TV. I'll do take a break, but I return with more with our topic of discussion. Stay with my guest though.